the royal ladies expressed their deep respect to Pope Leo with curtsy, while greeting him after the inauguration ceremony. But some chose not to perform this traditional gesture to the new pontiff. Today, we delve into the elegance and power behind the curtsy, and how royal ladies used it to honor the Pope. After inaugural Mass, in the hushed sanctity of St. Peter's Basilica, a row of royals, dressed with regal pomp and breathtaking glamour, approached newly elected Pope Leo to congratulate him with receiving the office. Their every movement whispered tradition. But it was the curtsy, low, graceful, reverent, that spoke the most. While a handshake is more modern gesture for greeting a man of power, curtsy and bow is a tribute to centuries-old tradition, a silent display of loyalty and respect. Let's analyze who among royal women chose to stick to tradition, and who opted for more modern approach, based on equality. And please, write in the comments who do you think performed the most graceful curtsy. But first, let's find out where did this elegant gesture come from. The curtsy, or courtesy, evolved from medieval court customs in Europe. Initially, both men and women bowed as a sign of deference. But as court etiquette grew more elaborate, gender-specific rituals emerged. Men bowed, women curtsied. By the Renaissance, the curtsy was codified. It became a dance step, an act of diplomacy, a tool of soft power. Young noblewomen were trained from childhood to perform the perfect curtsy, low and long to royalty, modest and quick for lesser lords. But for the Pope, the curtsy deepened, almost touching the floor, signifying reverence not just for power, but for the divine. And don't forget, once the Pope had the power to crown and dethrone kings, to change the course of empires. Yes, even kings and queens hurried up to pay their respect to him. But in the modern world, by the royal protocol, queens and other consorts of the monarchs are not required to curtsy to anyone. As the Pope is the sovereign of Vatican City, the spouses of other sovereigns are not expected to perform a curtsy for greeting him. That's why Queen Mathilde of the Belgians and Duchess Maria Theresa of Luxembourg did not break the royal protocol by opting for simple handshake. Crown Princess Victoria, even being a Lutheran, as a representative of her father, the King of Sweden, showed her diplomatic skills and followed the royal protocol, curtsying to the sovereign of another state. The same rule was followed by hereditary Princess Sophie of Liechtenstein, whose husband is not the monarch yet. Her effortless and deep curtsy was noticed by many royal fans. Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, a practicing Catholic, dropped an elegant curtsy as a sign of admiration and deep respect to the Holy Father, despite she was not required to do so by the royal etiquette. The same choice was made by the Princess of Monaco, who decided to do more than requested by the protocol. Queen Letizia of Spain chose to bow and symbolically kiss the Pope's hand. Also the historic gesture of admiration and deference to the pontiff, which is really expected from the queen of the country with the strong Catholic traditions. To curtsy before Pope Leo was not merely to honor a man, but to acknowledge the spiritual center of Christendom. For royal women, it was a performance of faith and a public statement of their place in both court and church. So next time you see a curtsy, remember, it's more than a graceful dip. It's a language of history, a symbol of stories untold. And here, on Court Tale Teller, we'll keep telling them.